Hey everyone, welcome back to JP Reacts, where we take a look at Reddit and see what they're talking about in relation to politics and religion. Today we're looking at r/political discussion, and they're talking about a study that says that 40% of people don't have a really good emergency fund. Let's check it out. So the title of this is a 2018 Fed study found 40% of people couldn't find $400 to pay for an emergency without resorting to selling assets or debt. Why do you think this is the case? Well, that's definitely a very good case study. Let's see what they have to say after this. Okay, so this we're talking about 40% of Americans not being able to cover a $400 emergency. Let's see, there's a little bit more information in this post. Let's check it out. All right, so there's a link to the study, brief cheat sheet on page 2. 40% of Americans surveyed couldn't find $400 to cover an unexpected emergency. This was 50% 5 years prior, so that's an improvement, I guess. 25% of Americans avoided medical care because of costs. 20% of Americans couldn't pay their existing monthly bills. I'm wondering why this might be and what it says about Americans individually and society in general. Okay, so why could this possibly be true? We haven't raised the minimum wage in a very, very long time, so that's part of it. And the argument would be, well, there's very few people actually on the minimum wage. But the point is, when you raise the minimum wage, usually wages for the rest of the working group goes up as well to match to have the same variance between a minimum wage and their wage. So wages as a whole have stagnated over the last 40, 50 years since Reagan, basically. So wages haven't kept up with inflation. Wages haven't kept up with the needs of making sure that people can afford what they need to afford. Cost of living, obviously that's inflation, has gone up, but outside of the core inflation numbers has gone up. There are more things you need to be able to function in society. You need to have a phone and internet access. That wasn't the case in the past. Healthcare costs have skyrocketed over the last 40 to 50 years. The Affordable Care Act helped somewhat that, but it wasn't a full measure, and some states didn't fully implement it. So it has caused heartache and financial trouble especially in those states that didn't fully implement the Affordable Care Act. As a society, we've become more selfish. It used to be we were in this together collectively, and throughout the last 50 years or so, it's been, I got mine, screw you. You can find a way to get yours. There's a lack of understanding of what people in lower economic classes go to from people in higher economic classes to make ends meet. There's a belief that if you work hard enough, you can get whatever you want, when that's not true and has never been true in the United States. A lot of people that are well off or are doing well is based on a lot of factors that have nothing to do with how hard they work. Yeah, they probably worked hard, but there's a lot of things that go into it, like their family life, how supportive was the family, what other options, how were the schools in their area, what other options were available to them, how available were their parents. If your parents have to work 2 jobs, both your parents are working 2 jobs, they're obviously not there to help with homework and studying and things like that. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and laziness could it be part of why a few people don't improve their lot in life? Yes, that is true. And just saying that people need to manage their money better or work harder isn't going to solve the problem. There needs to be a better social safety net. There needs to be better equity, not equality, equity along the wealth bands. We can't have so much of the wealth sitting in the top 0.1% of the population. That's what's causing a lot of this unnecessary economic hardship. There was a comment I wanted to highlight, so let's check it out. This comment is from Definitely Right. Part of it is the way our economy is structured. Another part is a lot of people utterly suck at earning and managing their money. We don't talk about the second bit because it comes off as insensitive, but it is the truth. No, you don't need to come from a home with money, no basics of managing money. You do not need to be a genius to make a budget. So obviously I disagree with the second point of this comment. The part about how the economy is structured is totally right on point. When your basic necessities outstrip your income, it doesn't matter how good you are at budgeting. It's going to be impossible for you to be able to manage your money or earn enough. This is definitely coming from a very, very place of privilege. And we got to remember, when we're talking about privilege, we're talking about not that you got extra stuff, is there's things that you got that other people didn't get, or there's stuff that other people have to deal with that you didn't have to deal with. Not that you got anything extra that they didn't. It's just you didn't get anything extra handed to you, that other people didn't get the same things as you had as a baseline. So, but there's a lot of ways that this could be interpreted. What are your thoughts? Why do Americans struggle so much at having money put aside for emergencies? $400 doesn't sound like a lot, but for a lot of people, it's a big chunk of money, as we saw from this post, 40% of people. So what do you think? What is a better way to help? What do you think would be a better way to help these people move forward in our economy and make it a better place for everybody? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. But until next time, I'll see you around the internet. You have a great night. Bye.